Okay, what is your name?
Jackie Hoffman.
And what's your age?
20.
And where were you born?
Wayne, New Jersey.
What's your name?
Teresa.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
And where were you born?
I was born in Ghana, West Africa.
So my name is Dani Khalas. I'm 21 years old and I was born in Jerusalem, Palestine.
Alex Romero.
And how old are you?
21.
Christina Ultimo.
And how old are you?
I'm 21.
And where were you born?
New Jersey.
Anandita,
And where were you born?
Kathmandu, Nepal,
And how old are you?
22.
Okay.
Gemma Dominique Tevitt.
And how old are you?
I'm 21.
And where were you born?
I was born in London, England.
Do you feel most sexy?
When I'm wearing tight clothes.
When do you feel most empowered?
When I'm able to achieve the things that are on my mind.
Do you have any? Do you have any like female role models? And who are they?
My mom, my grandmother, both my grandmothers. My grandparents, especially my mom's mother, she came off of Ellis Island and like the family really didn't speak any English. And she made like a life for herself and got a job and raised my mother and just like sent my mother off to college. So I think that's really incredible to come from nothing and try to work her way up. And my mother too was in the era of like women trying to break through the glass ceiling. And she really didn't think that she'd get that far, but she made it into the World Trade Center and she was a boss. She worked in finance and she was a boss of like several hundred people, and I think that's absolutely incredible, and especially because she was the first generation to go to college.
I like the eyebrows when they're done, but yeah, I like them.
My legs. I have like longer than average legs. It's very good.
I feel like my most beautiful feature are my lips.
I really like my eyes, but more specifically, I have these 2 freckles. I have one on my shoulder and one on my side here, and they're my favorite freckles because I think that they're really cute and I like to show them off if I can.
My legs.
Is my ass. They're the windows to the soul, and I really love all the different colors I have in them.
I would say my smile.
Agreed.
So back home in Nepal, I'm not gonna ignore the fact that there's been a lot of changes regarding these issues, but I still feel like talking about certain topics related to women, I feel that still people give like funny looks about it, or they're not as open as they are talking about something.
I think everyone always finds flaws within themselves. Sometimes you're your own worst critic. So for me, I have a personal story. I've struggled with my weight, keeping weight on. Everyone seems like, that's not a problem. Like, you're skinny, but when you lose 5 pounds when you're small, it's a lot. So everyone has something that they don't like about themselves, but once you learn to embrace it, then you really start to love yourself even more.
I think society puts a lot of not high expectations, but society has a lot of expectations to women and how they should look like. And I feel like it's portrayed in so many ways in like social media, magazines, movies, TV shows, and I think it doesn't, like, it puts a bad impact on women living their daily lives and going on with their days.
Do you consider yourself to have a good body image?
Sometimes. Sometimes I have good days. Like today, I feel really good about myself, and I'm like, yeah, I look good. And then some days I look at myself, and I'm like, I don't feel great today. But I feel like that's every woman has those days. I think every person has those days. In general, I'd like to say that I have a pretty good outlook on myself. Like I mean, but it's also taken me a while to get there.
Same.
I feel most sexy when I wear like button-ups, no pants. That like risky business look, very into it.
What does beauty mean to you?
Why is this question so hard?
I know.
It seems such a simple question, but it's actually very hard. I feel like I'm actually stuck. Like I don't know what to say. Because I feel like beauty, I don't have a definition for beauty because not only beauty is subjective, but it's just very different from one person to another, and I just feel like beauty cannot be defined. It shouldn't have a definition.
Can you give me a second? I don't think there's a definite definition of beauty. Beauty is what you think. Like beauty is what you think, you know. Like for me, beauty is like being nice to people, having like a nice personality, just what you value as a person.
Beauty is what you make of it to be. It's something that. No, you just start over because I have no idea the answer.
Beauty is outwardly and inwardly loving yourself and your appearance. Yeah.
Beauty is just that's such a weird question. Just feeling pretty, like looking at something and being like, wow, that looks really pretty. I don't know. It's hard to define without using the word beauty.
Beauty, I think it's, for me personally, is when I feel the most free and real. It's like not just how I look or how I feel, but like the experience. Suppose when I'm with someone I love, or when I'm proud of something I accomplished that I've been planning on for a long time, then that I feel reflects not just on me but like anybody, and I think that's beauty.
When I'm in like the studio and I'm getting a lot of work done, that's when I feel the most empowered. Like when I get into my groove and I'm like, yeah, I got this.
What? Christ.
The world is never going to be satisfied with what you have, so you just be you and love what you love, like love what you like doing. I feel like this is gonna be so funny, but I feel most like empowered when I have my hair in a ponytail. I just feel like I have the whole world under my feet or something.
I feel like one advice I would give to anyone who has ever struggled or is struggling with like self-love or body image or positivity, like generally in life, just make sure know your worth and surround yourself with beautiful people who appreciate you for who you are, and people who see within you, and yeah, just surround yourself with nice people.
I'm still working on being a better version of myself, but staying stagnant is probably the worst thing that you can ever do. So always having room to grow and always knowing that you can improve is something, but I do love who I am right now.